about Sheryl, although I held her as a baby. And her grandmother was my cousin.
Yeah. And we went to their house a few times at Calvin's.
Everybody else.
Let's see. Also in college, shortly after we met, you probably came to my house and met my family. And also, my sister Anita was there, and she came from California for today. Okay.
So I actually met Sheryl January 1980. The U.S. hockey team was playing. Cam remembers this party. This was a party. My parents, I don't know where they were. Alan had a huge college party at the house. And Alan had all his college friends, and Dragonberg were there, and Cam were there, and everyone was there. And first time I met Sheryl, and Alan's sitting on the couch while watching the game, and he looks at me and goes, "Sheryl, get me a beer." And she goes, "Get your own beer." This one really worked. I think this might just be the one. 19 years later, a lot of us are still here.
All right. Thank you. All right. Doing really good after surgeries and all the other things. Less than a year ago, you look great. Glad to have you here. Nita was in a real bad car accident last September, I believe. September 2, and was in the hospital for a few months. A lot of rehabilitation. So we're just really glad that she's here again. Let's see. Last. No. Last but not least, after college, there was some other people that came into our lives that have traveled a long distance also. And certainly not least, but we did want to introduce Jill, Cameron, and Tyler are also here.
Cameron is going to give this speech.
Jill, did you want to give it?
I do.
Do you too?
Well,
Okay.
I realized today that Sheryl's been my sister-in-law, but really, I just have one brother, and now I have two sisters, Sandy and Sheryl, and we've known each other for 15 years. And Sheryl's a big sister to me, and I just look up to her in so many ways, and she is an encouragement to me. She keeps our family all together and communicating and with letters and visits, and she always gives me a push when I need it, and challenges me in a lot of different ways. I just love her to death, and, just like you.
I gave her the hat.
What I wanted to do now, just real quick so that everybody gets to know everybody, I'm going to introduce everybody that's here. We don't have that many. And what I wanted to do is if you want to say something, stop me, like Craig did. So don't let me just keep right on going. I want to just introduce my family first. Doug and Sally. Excuse me, I'll introduce my dad first. George Brink right here. That's my dad. Did you want to say anything? And Anita, of course, you've already met. I have a sister, Karen, and Duncan in California that were not able to come. And then Doug and Sally Brink right here. Did you want to say a few words?
Yes, you want to give a speech?
I don't know. This was something that I said if somebody wants to give a quick story about something.
Actually, I was there at that party too, but I didn't have beer.
I don't remember this part.
Just for the record. Just for the record.
You didn't know where to get it for you.
I was offered plenty. I don't know how old
Do you
was I
remember
then.
the party?
I remember the hockey game and I remember that party. To be honest, Sheryl, I don't even remember you were there, but I was the one that had to be hushed. Because Alan was supposed to be watching me.
Then our college friends. Cal and Lori, if you would stand just a moment. Lori.
Yeah, I think
Lori.
Sheryl and I have a 40-year-old friendship, Barb.
Yep.
Since we've been in nursery together at Milwaukee Christian Reformed Church since we were infants.
Yep.
We stayed together 40 years, had to marry guys from Holland.
Cal and Lori have been really good friends of ours over the years, and Lori and Sheryl roomed together at Calvin, and we've been close. Greg and Bert Thomason, if you want to stay in a minute. From Milwaukee, Bert also from Milwaukee, married a guy from Holland, so we've got something going here.
I guess we can, I always take responsibility for Sheryl and Al being together.
That's
Because
true.
Greg and Al were buddies from nursery, and it was because of our meeting that they met, so whether or not I should claim that to be, but I try to stay close to them so I can keep things.
Right, keep us in line. Glad to have you here, too. Next, Tim and Tammy Cruzy, Greg's sister Tammy and Tim. We did a lot with them over the years, socially and different things.
I could probably tell lots of stories because I've known Al a long time.
And Tammy's
been
known him a
around
long
with
time.
Greg and him were good friends all through school, and there were lots of parties, but I don't think I'm going to tell you.
Then, Jana and Greg Potts. Jana's my cousin, and Greg is her husband. They go to our church at Park Church also, so we've been able to get to know them a little bit more there, seeing them every week. I don't see Jackie, so I'll keep going. Right behind me. Dan and Jackie.
I'm Dan.
Dan is over there, and Jackie is over here with the little one. And we've done things together over the years, and Dan's my cousin, Dan Grundyke. And Bernie and Bonnie. Bernie was from Holland Hospital, and Jack and Nancy, friends of Sheryl that she worked with there the whole 12 years that she was there, and both Bernie and Jack had worked there a few years more than that. But we had developed really good friendships with them, and really looked up to both of you, had enjoyed your company at different activities, always received me, and really enjoyed your friendships over the years. And I know Sheryl had always come home and said, Bernie said this, Jack said that, so I know she took your opinions and used them.
She did say
didn't say the rest of it.
And she did say that we said something because normally Sheryl didn't say it.
We just said okay.
And I got the black and blue marks on my legs.
But really a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and just so glad to have you here. Anything else, Jack?
I don't dare.
Okay, Ken and Sherry, I'm going to go there next. You want to stand up a minute? No.
I know, I didn't call back because I didn't want to spill
Ken and Sherry, what can I say? Ken and Sherry took over taking care of our kids when Nathan was born. And we had, was it 2 or 3 years toward the end while Sheryl was working? Kids went over there, was it more than that? Probably 4 years. 5?
Nathan went to kindergarten.
3 years.
Yeah.
5 years. 5 years. over that time, we developed a really good friendship, went away weekends together, just have really enjoyed getting to know you. And again, thanks so much. You've got to have a story for us, just a little one about Sheryl working.
My stories are mostly about the kids, you know.
Right.
Cheryl's she's just been a good friend, and we've had a really nice time. But, you know, all my stories are mostly the kids. One time, when the kids would all play outside, when they'd come in, they'd all line their shoes up on the back step because we had all kinds of sand, and otherwise they'd all go to my house. And they'd drop all their coats and everything right there, and they'd come in. And Kayla was coming in one day, and there were these shoes and these coats piled on there, and she was all worried. She came in, Sherry, she said, JJ melted. JJ melted. So, but we had a good time. A lot of fun times with their kids and with their family, and it's been really nice.
It's a real privilege for us to be able to enjoy Kayla and Nathan the way we did during those years.
And Dave and Sandy Canning are here. I'm sure. Sandy is my cousin, but again, we invited a few, and we've had so much fun going over to your house and just getting together with you and your kids and different times, and really enjoyed having you here. You have a little bit of a story.
No, I know Sheryl also in a very different way,
Yes.
as well as our family ties. And Sheryl and I in this last year have been real involved in BSF together, and that has been a wonderful place of connection too, as well as family, spiritually, in the Lord, and that's kind of a neat place too.
Sandy and Spencer. Did I introduce you yet?
Well, everybody knows.
Okay.
Doing all the talking.
Spencer, you stand up a minute. Sandy and Spencer, Sheryl's sister Sandy. I skipped over them in the family earlier. But Sandy and Spencer were here. Sheryl knew that. But Sandy really did a lot of the work for today. She sent out all the invitations and got a lot of the things put together, pushed me along, encouraged me. We had a lot of phone calls back and forth. So I want to give her just a little bit of a hand of appreciation. And you may talk now if you would. Sandy, did you want to? I know
didn't really think about saying anything, but of course, growing up with her, she's always my big sister. The thing that I always think about is being down in the basement in Milwaukee, playing, and hearing Mom cleaning upstairs, and Sheryl would say, Sandy, go upstairs and help her. But I will say one time too, in high school, I had to do this big science project thing. I can barely remember it, but I know I had to do these big things, these posters, but they were real big. And she came home from college and she was going to help me do them. And I came home from school, and of course I didn't do them. Came home from school, done. Did the whole thing. Good sister.
I also wanted to introduce Fred and Carol Lanninga, if you would rise a minute. Friends from church, from choir, and Carol is my mom's cousin. But we've had so much fun at choir parties. That's where I've got to know you, I'll tell you that. And I'm sure you always have a story. You have to have something.
Sheryl and I are the co-social directors of our choir.
So we have more fun in our choir than I'm sure anybody else does. And also, I just remember when we got the minister we have now, when he came, the choir did a song. The choir director wrote a song, and it was "We Are Top Drawer People" was the name of the song, and it was written by the Sea of Crystal. And we do not have robes. That's always been a little point of contention. So we all wore bathrobes. And Sheryl wore a big red hat. And she sang a mean death chant. And the new minister is going like.
That was great.
I know, but anyway, so. But I think she spoke in church a few weeks ago and stuff, and she's just an outstanding woman.
Thank you. Fred? Fred and Carol, thank you. Last, Aunt Willie Balma is here. Wanted to invite a few special people that we really respected and wanted to have a few relatives of mine that we felt the closest to. And like that, and glad that you were able to come. Did you have anything?
Just that I could just add on a little bit to what Sandy said about getting to know Sheryl spiritually as a Bauma family. We try to meet once a month. It's been a couple of months, but we pray for the Bauma family, and Sheryl has joined us in that. And getting to know Sheryl from a spiritual point of view has just been a real blessing. So Sheryl, the best. We hope that you have another 60 more years with us.
Yes. Let's do this every time.
New York City, right?
10 years. I probably was kind of long-winded, but I wanted to move it along, and I went a little shorter than I thought. We were scheduled to have dinner at 5:15.
Let's hear your comments.
We're ready whenever you are. Okay. Sorry about that. Changing again.
Don't you think I look like Chandler?
That's Chandler.
How old is that?
Very great. I could not believe that your husband
Their wedding reception, the club burned down, and people needed their house. They bumped them to come to Beechwood. And then I got in the car from the reception, and there was a paper on it saying the wedding reception's been moved to Beechwood, all right there. So I'm like, okay.
And you sucked this all in?
And so when I came down here, I saw Greg, and I thought, oh, they must be having a party or something. I just,
And I was standing in the back of that. Jack and I could meet us, and you got sucked in. All right.
oh, I don't even remember this one.
Was she there more time? Well, thanks for inviting me.
I didn't.
Thanks to Al.
It'll be their 17th local gal.
It's really hard to see, but
You believe what a looker. I like your boyfriend. Mom, the worst picture they could pick.
Ellen didn't see you that trip.
No.
That's all I think that's Uncle Eric. Everybody else says it's Craig. I think it's Uncle Eric.
Right after you were born.
That's when, were you on the swimming team with us? That was right before swimming. It was swimming. Grandma said back